What is up everyone, it's Wizard101 back again with another Wiz video, and today I want to talk about the console port to Wiz. I'm aware that many people have made similar videos and this is kind of old news. I'm definitely covering it a little bit late. The reason for this is that I had just started college and was busy moving everything in. When the announcement was made, I was actually driving up there, but I was still aware of the news and I had been talking to other creators about it while everything was happening. I'm here now though and ready to give my thoughts on the decision to port Wiz to console. And honestly, most of them are not necessarily positive with the information we have been given this far. Before we get started though, I just want to say that 90% of you watching are not subscribed, so if you're a returning viewer to the channel and enjoy the content, please consider leaving a like and a sub as it really helps with the channel and helps me decide what to do in the future. With all that being said, let's get right into the video. Now I, along with many others, was very excited when the console launch was announced. I thought it'd be a great way to bring in new players to the game and also make accessibility much easier if they made it on Switch, so people on PC would be able to play Wiz more on the go. It seemed like something that'd be nice with PC players while introducing Wiz to an entire new market of customers, and we get to play together with our friends on console systems and maybe teach them things about Wiz and help get them started. However, it was revealed that this would not be the case. In the article published a few days ago concerning the console launch, the way that they described how crossplay with Wiz would work was cause for concern for many people. It was said that there would be a console server with compatibility between Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. There was no mention of PC in that article, and it was later confirmed by KI employees that the phrasing was correct and the console and PC servers would be separate from each other. This also means that PC players likely won't be able to access their accounts from their consoles, similar to how EU players can't use their accounts on NA servers. This news greatly confused myself as well as many other creators I was talking to, because it seemed like a no-brainer to include an already active and dedicated PC player base into those servers to help out and play alongside the console players. I hope that KI reconsiders this decision in the future, and that kind of leads me to my next question. Who is this update really for? If the current PC player base is not the target of this update, I'm wondering where and how they're going to find an audience for a console release, given that Wiz is an old game with a smaller community, and KingsIsle isn't the size that many other developers are on console that have extensive advertisement and promotion available to them. As shown in the promotion video, there are definitely people on TikTok or on Instagram who'd want to play Wiz on console, but the questions are how many of these players who said that they would be interested were actually serious about wanting to play the game, paywall and all, and how many will actually show up when it releases. Only time can really tell the answers to these questions, but I don't think it's looking all that good for the release of Wiz on console, and I'm honestly interested in if KI is going to explain this decision because there's no way they haven't had these conversations before the announcement. The next topic I want to touch upon is the console market and the problems I think Wiz will face with the player base on console as opposed to the one on PC. With the PC audience, the paywall and membership and all is already a very major point of contention among the players, the devs, and the higher-ups at KingsIsle and Gamigo. But if Wiz gets any type of traction on console with new players coming in, the topic is going to be even more heated, and honestly I'm starting to wonder if players on console are even going to pay for the membership in the first place. When you look at online services and fees for some of the consoles Wiz is being released on, you can see a membership is the same price as playing online for these consoles, period, which is insane. With PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live subscriptions, you even get games given to you just for paying the service fee, which is the same price as a Wiz membership. That's not even considering the fact that Nintendo Online is $4 a month, and you could even get 3 months for $8, which is still less than 1 month of Wiz membership. I don't know who at Gamigo thinks that they can just charge the same price as Xbox Live, PlayStation Plus monthly, and get players, potentially new players, on those consoles to pay for it without an hour of playtime, but they must be very confident to make that move. Honestly, I really hope that Gamigo changes something about the way players on consoles can pay for the games, or at least change something about the paywall for console players, because I do not see new players opening up Wiz and paying for that subscription on top of their online services. Before you talk about how those things are different, these comparisons are going to be made because of the similar price points. These console players are going to be asking themselves if it's really worth it to pay Wiz the equivalent to another Xbox Live subscription for just one game. One thing I also want to make perfectly clear in this video is to not harass or come after any devs or KI employees for this. It is not their fault and they have a very little say in this, if any at all. There were some screenshots going around of KI employees supposedly being rude to players asking about the console release that have been gaining traction. But for what I've heard and seen, the most popular example of this was someone being very aggressive to the employee and pointing fingers at them for no PC cross-platform, which was very uncalled for. And while it was definitely unprofessional for a KI staff to be rude, nobody should be harassing them for something they had no control over, and at the end of the day, they're just doing their job. People also need to remember that KI is merely a subsidiary of Gamigo, and even the higher ups at KingsIsle are basically forced to do Gamigo's bidding, especially when it comes to the macro, which a console release is very much in the macro or large scale features. So even if people like KI wanted to do cross-platform with PC, Gamigo really is the one that calls the shots. This isn't to say that KingsIsle can do no wrong or that they're a great company. I could rant about KI for so long, but in this situation specifically, I think that people have their anger misplaced. And in any situation, anger should not be directed at specific KI staff members or just random KI employees. Overall though, throughout the past week, we've had some of the most hype and disappointment in the community that we've seen thus far in the Wiz community, in my opinion. The console news was a welcome surprise to everyone when it was first leaked and when it was announced on YouTube and Twitter, but now it's become clear that it's merely a cash grab by Gamigo for the large part that will probably work in the short term, but I don't really see it working in the long term in the slightest without cross-platform. My theory of how this will all go down is the game releases on console, has some buzz, and they get a decent amount of players to sign up for a member initially, but a large majority of people are going to stop at the paywall. The amount of players on console is going to dwindle down until servers are dead or close to dead, and the console players are either going to have to make the decision to switch to PC, or just keep playing on the dead servers, or just stop playing altogether. I honestly do hope that I'm wrong and the game does succeed on console, because that would be a win for basically everyone involved, even if the PC players cannot play on console, because at least the community would be growing. But there are just so many red flags that I don't think can be ignored, and I just hope KingsIsle does something to address the concerns of people in the community and try and make Wiz on console the most successful launch as it possibly can be. With all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave your thoughts on Wiz releasing on console below in the comments and whether or not you will be playing it on release. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.